Hi guys, so today we are having another battle of the blenders. We of course have the Beauty Blender, which I would say is the internet's kind of reigning favourite of makeup egg-shaped sponges, and a blender from Primark. But this guy comes in a box like this, which as you can see is far bigger than you would need for just this blender, because it also comes with a case. So this one costs £3 compared to the £16 for the Beauty Blender, and I have used both of these doing my makeup today, and let's see how we got on. Right, so let's get down to this. So I have dampened both sponges. The K-pop one from Primark is a little bit bigger than the Beauty Blender. To be honest, it was a little bit bigger when it was dry. This isn't the sort of texture that really expands a great amount, but we'll see what we can do. So I'm going to start with the Beauty Blender and get that going. So I'm going to use just my Primark Perfect Colour Matte Foundation, because to be honest with you, this is still my sort of favourite go-to foundation, so you know, we'll use that. So I'm going to use the Beauty Blender on, I usually use it on the left, but I better use it on the right now since I've plonked some makeup on there already. So, so we've all seen the Beauty Blender in use for foundation before. We all kind of know what to expect, but I just kind of like doing a side-by-side comparison and just having it very fresh in my head as well. So as usual, that has given us a really quick application. It gets into all of the little nooks and crannies and blends out really easily. So I put about a pump and a half of foundation out, and we've got a tiny little smudge left. So let's get another pump and a bit out for the Primark blender. So I said this is much bigger at the bottom. It's also kind of flatter, so I'm expecting to have a little bit more bother getting into the kind of nooks and crannies of my face. I may have to go and use the other end of it much quicker. So this is definitely denser. I feel like I want to be a bit more delicate about bouncing this on my face compared to the Beauty Blender. Coverage wise, I feel like it's giving me a slightly lighter coverage, but we'll see because I've not used the full amount of the foundation yet. But it's definitely awkward getting in the side of my nose. Let's go to the pointed end. This is so weird. This is actually almost lifting the foundation. Alright. Never had that happen with a foundation before. Really weird. And yes, I am talking to myself. So, okay, now that I've built up and worked at it, the coverage does just look a little bit nicer, but then I might have used a smidgen more product there. So let's try some other things. So I've got my under eye corrector. Still just using the Urban Decay Naked Skin in pink. I've also just realised I've got glitter on my face and I have no idea where it came from because I haven't worn glitter in quite a while. So again, Beauty Blender, tap tap tap, nice and soft. Doesn't feel like it's going to do any damage to your eye area, which is always helpful. And that's that. So this guy, again, I feel like I should be being a bit more gentle with this one. There's points where I can almost feel it against my eye, and my vision's kind of bouncing about a wee bit. It has definitely blended it in, but it's harder to get up into this very inner corner. And then let's try my under eye concealer. That bit of glitter is still clinging in there. It's not going anywhere, whether I like it or not. So again, blends out really quickly. This guy. So I feel like this is absorbing less product, which is kind of maybe slowing down this blending out process, but not necessarily in a bad way. Your product is going to go further. And then because you're not absorbing half of the product, you're going to get better coverage out of it. Because this definitely looks more full coverage than this side. Let's see if we can even that out a little bit. Not that I'm really going anywhere. I'm actually filming this at like, what time are we at? It's 5 to 6. So if you remember in my last video I was talking about the crazy demolition work that's going on. Still going on. I haven't been able to film during the day for about 3 weeks now, which is really annoying. They start from about 8:30. So yeah, so that's caught up a little bit. Just let's get my other concealing done. So I always just do around this bit of my nose, especially when I'm testing, and a little bit of extra help on my chin, and yeah. Okay, so Beauty Blender, as always, fits into that kind of crevice with no bother whatsoever. Cool. Whee. Now this guy, I've got more hesitation about, but let's see. Okay, it's not done too badly. I feel like I'm pulling my skin tighter to try and get in there, but it's definitely blended it out. Okay. I want a little bit of extra coverage on my forehead now just because I've ended up concealing pretty much every other area of my face, so we just need to balance things out just that little bit. And again with this one. Okay, so far with cream products, or liquid products I should say, I am liking this Primark blender. So next thing we're going to be doing is some powder. At the moment I am working through the Barry M Ready Set Smooth, so I'm just going to tip out some of that. I realised the other day that I had a ridiculous number of powders open, so I'm now trying to work my way through ones that I had kind of stepped away from using just to clear out some space. So as ever, Beauty Blender picks that up, no bother, and let's me kind of stamp it into place. Now these harder sponges sometimes don't do as well with the powder, so let's see. Just picked it up. Okay, so it doesn't deposit quite as much. It seems to grip a little bit better, so I end up loading it up a little bit more if I can, or just going back more than once. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to let that bake set for a little while, finish up the rest of my face, and come back with my conclusion. Okay, so I have finished up my makeup, gathered my thoughts, done all of that jazz. Now, comparing the two of these, I do feel that I got higher coverage out of the Primark blender because it doesn't really absorb as much product as the Beauty Blender. That being said, it's a little bit more work to get into the kind of nooks and crannies, and I think I could have done with this being a little bit less damp for next time. Again, when it comes to applying powder, I don't feel like I got quite as much. But that being said, I am more than happy with the finish of my makeup. I think this at least competes with the Beauty Blender. Then when it comes to price, the Beauty Blender of course is about £16. This was £3 and it came with the cutest little case that I've ever seen. Now I've been wanting a case for my blenders, so I figured even if this blender wasn't good, I'd be keeping the case for it. And it's got two little holes on the bottom so that it's ventilating, although it's very stiff to open. So yeah, so your blender just about fits in there, and you can pop the lid back on and you've got it in your handbag for touch-ups on the go without messing things up. So this just came with the blender, and to be honest, I can see myself using it with all my other blenders as I cycle through them on days when I'm not using my brushes. So overall, I actually really like this guy and can definitely see myself buying more blenders from Primark. And yeah, any blender I use is going to be living in this case because it is so adorable. So yeah, if you're in Primark looking for it, it's in a box that looks like this. Nice kind of ombre, purpley lilac to blue. And it's in with their K-pop kind of products. So if you've got any questions about either of these, please leave them down below and I will get back to you. And if you've got any requests, leave those down below as well. And remember to subscribe so that if you have requested something, you can see if I do it. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.